Hello, beautiful people. How are you? How have you been? I am feeling better today. This is day 2 of sitting in the chair. Excited am I. Excited am I. It has been it has definitely been an experience. Um you already know I'm a cough. I have a cough, so there's gonna be cough. Let me show y'all what I'm eating tonight. Apples and oranges. I got water. I got a bunch of water right here because I'm staying hydrated. Um, I am definitely grateful for all of the love and the support that you all have shown me. Um, y'all definitely know how to make a girl feel good. Definitely. Um, I couldn't ask for better people to support me or I don't even know what the word is. I just appreciate each and every one of you. Um, cause y'all definitely checked in on me and I appreciate that. It's gonna be like an ASMR live Sunday dinner and convo. Not really, I just wanted to do that. But tonight we talking about religion and why do you believe? If you haven't already, go ahead and feel free to hit that red subscribe button if you are on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that purple follow button if you are on Twitch. Y'all don't know how good these apples taste right now, though. From not being able to eat for a full week to now I'm able to eat on apples. When I tell you, when you, I'm not going to say take things for granted, but when you like just don't think about the fact that you can eat, you can pull up in a drive through and order food. You can go in your kitchen and cook something to eat. When you don't like, you do it without like, oh, it's nothing. I can go in the kitchen and cook. But when you can't get up out of the bed to go in the kitchen and cook, you think about that. Last Sunday, I sat right here and I said, unfortunately, I have to cancel Sunday night vibes. I mean, Sunday night vibes. Sunday night dinner and convo. And I was sad. But here I am now. And I'm like, I'm glad I did that. I needed that week for me. I needed that to just do nothing and just exist in the world where my body was like, hey, hi, Patricia. I'm stuttering now. I needed that. You needed to be sick? Yes, I did need to be sick. I'm not going to say that I didn't need to be sick. I needed to be sick. Because I needed to appreciate the small things. I needed to appreciate the ability to lay in the bed and look up at the ceiling like, why haven't I ever laid in the bed and looked at the ceiling? You probably like, hey, I do that all the time. I've never done that. I was always busy. Busy doing what? I don't even know what I was busy doing. I literally don't know what I was busy doing, but I was busy. And now I just lay in the bed and look at the ceiling like, I wonder, do other people do this? Like when I didn't eat for one full week. I didn't eat food. I didn't have an appetite. I was just drinking water. That was it. And now I can eat apples. I'm not out here with a full course meal or anything like that, but these are the best apples I have ever eaten in my life. I'm not making light of it. I'm really serious. Like these apples are delicious. I am so grateful to be sitting in this chair, talking on this mic, looking in this camera, looking like I look. I'm grateful because this last week I didn't think about a camera. I didn't think about a light, a chair. All I thought was, I just want to sleep and not cough. Those were the two things that I literally thought about all week. Oh, with the exception of why haven't I ever laid in the bed and looked at the ceiling? It's so many, like, what was I doing that I never even took the time to just, like, when I started to think, like, I would fall asleep in this chair. Now, don't discount this chair, right? I got a massage. It's got a massager. I can let my feet all the way up. I can lay all the way back straight. This is a really comfortable chair. Or I will fall asleep in the living room watching movies and stuff. But I didn't sleep in my bed, and I was like, why do I even have a Tempur-Pedic bed and not sleep in it? I never even thought about that. But when you be sick, you think about everything. You think about the people that laid on your heart or your mind and you should have called, but you didn't call them because you don't know. I don't know why I didn't call them. I just didn't. But I thought like I should call them and see how they doing right now. But I can't really talk because I can't stop coughing. So I want to see my nieces and nephews. I'm so grateful for FaceTime. I am so grateful for that because Lil Bobo definitely gave me all of the support and strength and love. I would call and I would say, "Hi, Bobo." And she had the biggest smile from ear to ear. And then she would just laugh and just look at the phone. And I would cry. And I would just be like, I have to take better care of myself. Now, I'm not a drinker, smoker, partier. I'm not one of those people. I'm just somebody that was just like goal driven. And I'm going to work hard and bust my ass so that my goals can my dreams can come become reality and I can live all 2020 and beyond. I just read that at the top of my vision board. That was me. I was a workaholic, always working, always pushing more. And I'm telling y'all, like, hey, you should definitely, you're surviving a global fucking pandemic. You should be living your best life. And I was living my best life before I got sick. But when you get sick, you put things into perspective that you didn't think about before. I know you're probably like, what is the topic for tonight? Tonight's topic is I still got a little cough. That's the only thing that's like, it's the cough for me. It's not as violent as it was, but it's just the cough and the mucus coming up. That's the only thing that I have that's still persistent. But whew, I feel better. But when you get sick and you start to think like, I said in January, I wanted to work on these different projects. And I started them. I'm going to be 100% honest. I started them. I just wasn't committing as much as I knew that I could commit. Like I said, I wanted 7 streams of income before 2021 ends. I am close to 7. Close. Y'all see how many that is? Passive. That's an important part. Passive streams of income. Hi Jazz. I wanted 7 streams. Not wanted. I want 7 streams of income that I can just like set and forget. I know that's what I want to do. Because I'm going to start taking more sick days. I don't even know how come I didn't even think about the importance of rest. Like thinking about the importance of water. Just water. Probably like you drink water every day, but you don't when you when you get sick, you see stuff in a whole different light. These apples are delicious. Tonight's topic is religion. Why do you believe? That's not to say that you shouldn't believe. That's not to say that you should believe. I guess I'll go and give my disclaimer right here, right now. Yeah, I was sick. I'm still a little sick. And we're going to talk about religion tonight. And there is no topic in regards to religion that is off limits. Whatever you want to say, those are your views and opinions. And what I'm going to say is my views and opinions. I will never be disrespectful to anyone and their religious beliefs. I am going to talk about it though. If you know me, you know I'm definitely going to talk about it. Sick, no sick, we going to talk about it. Yeah, why do you believe? Do you believe because you was brought up in it? Do you believe because somebody told you you should believe? Or did you have an experience where it was just like, I know that God exists because he delivered me from drugs, or I overdosed and he brought me back, or you got one of those situations? I want to hear it all. I those of you who don't know, I was sick for the last week. Like sick. And The strangest thing is I was never afraid. I literally was never. I don't know if like there is just something wrong with me where I'm not afraid. I probably should have been afraid Saturday and Sunday and every day this week. I probably should have been afraid, but I was not afraid. I was just okay. I literally called my little brother like if I survived everything in my fucking life and this global fucking pandemic take me out, I'm raising hell. I'm gonna raise so much hell, they ain't gonna take nobody else out. They're gonna find an instant miracle cure and it's just gonna disappear like that. That's what I said. I told you I was gonna tell y'all everything. That's exactly what I said. If you don't believe me, there's Jazz. That's exactly what I said. And then after I said that, while I was looking up at my ceiling, like, why haven't I ever did this? I said to myself, why am I even talking about dying? Like, why is that the first thing you think about is like death? And I was like, fuck that, I'm living. I got nieces and nephews to see grow up, get married, graduate, play basketball, football, kickball, soccer, foosball, whatever they want to play, do whatever they want to do in their lives. I'm gonna be around for that. I'm gonna be around to see my mama be old. Well, she kind of already old, but I mean, I'm living. My businesses is living. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna live, and I've been living every day, despite being sick. Every day I've lived. But tonight we're talking about religion and why do you believe? Why do you believe in whatever God, Buddha, Allah, Jesus? Uh, I don't know too many other gods. Sorry. If whatever religion you are, you should come and just, share. Like I've always been I've always been intrigued by um Islam. I know they probably say Muslim, but I don't want to say the wrong words or whatever, but I've always been intrigued by Islam. Um, I do read about other religions. I'm not like exclusive to anyone. So I'm not exclusive. If you know me, I'm a free agent. That's what I am. I'm not exclusive to anyone. I don't believe. I don't believe. But if you want to know more about that, you can feel free to ask. But yeah, like when I was sick, I wasn't like, oh, deity, make me better. I was more so like, okay, I'm missing something here, something that I should have learned, but I didn't learn. So let me pay attention to what's going on. And I started paying attention to like, how come I don't rest? Like, when like I remember, like I really went back to like, I remember in school I would take naps. What was I doing that I'm not taking a nap? Like I know my body and I know like I need to sleep. When do I sleep? And when you have to like look off to the side like that, like you really need to sleep. When you have to think like, when was the last time I ate? And then you look off to, I don't know what it is about the look off to the side. Like the answer is just going to be right there. Hey, Ray. But I look off to the side and I was like, oh, I don't be eating. I mean, I was juicing, I was eating fruits and vegetables all the time. But like eating something of substance, I wasn't eating that. Like having meals, I don't eat meals. I eat fruits and vegetables if I get hungry. These apples taste like, I can't even tell you what they taste like. Like the entire time I was sick, I didn't lose my sense of smell or my taste. I've always had those. I just didn't eat because I didn't have an appetite. But today, these apples are amazing. Um, I guess I'll start the conversation about religion. I grew up in church. I grew up in a Pentecostal apostolic church cult. Um, Anybody who knows me know that I feel like um, the church in which I grew up in, I feel like it is a cult. You notice it, I said is, not past tense. Yeah, I still feel like it is one. Um, Again, with my disclaimer, the views and opinions that are expressed from me are from me. They're mine. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to agree with them. They're just me sharing my beliefs, what I think, what I feel, what I observe. It's just that. And okay. Um I like to talk, so I'm gonna talk about it. Grew up in the church. Um I love to read, so the Bible was definitely a book that I read multiple times. Um I do realize, or I have come to realize, that most people who study, or not study, but who practice Christianity haven't read the Bible. They only read the popular passages. So they don't really know about the different parables and analogies or stories, or, breakdown of things. And so for me, it's like, um, I have a hard time when it comes to religion. I'll just say that. I have a really hard time when it comes to religion. And I've tried over the years to just shut up and I can't believe I just said that. I've tried over the years to just shut up and like be a mindless sheep. Ooh, that was a tough one. To shut up and be a mindless sheep, but I can't. I I tried, but I can't. If something doesn't make sense to me, I'm definitely gonna ask a question about it. And a lot of things when it comes to religion just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that I don't believe because I can't get an answer to my question. That's not what I'm saying. I don't believe, and I have multiple reasons as to why I don't believe. But a, a huge percentage of it is because I just don't believe a lot of shit. Oh, I am definitely going to curse a lot. Talking about religion. I hope that you don't feel slighted or disrespected. I am going to talk about multiple religions. I mean, I'm only really familiar with Pentecostal Apostolic or Christianity or that. But I just feel like excuse me. Yeah, I have too many questions. And the code I grew up in, they would say you shouldn't ask questions. You should just be a mindless sheep. And, you know, read the basic instructions before leaving Earth is what they would call it. So then when I would read and I would be like, hey, I have a question. Because, right here it says like the tithes and the offering is supposed to go to, the widows, uh, the fatherless children, and, you know, but, there's $100 line over there and it's going to the pastor or the visiting preacher. And that kind of contradicts what the Bible say that the tithes, hey, or I'm gay, right? um, or the whole Sodom and Gomorrah, and God was killing off gay people, and then I'm like, well, it's like 66 books of the Bible, and why was there only one mention, one town out of all the towns in the Bible days? There was only one gay town. Look around, people. Like, there's multiple gay towns, people in the world, but there was only one. God or whoever made the Bible hated us that much. They only gave us Sodom and Gomorrah. And then, if you know me, I like to conversate. So when people be talking about stuff about what the Bible say and what God said, I'm like, wait. Because y'all told me that what the Bible says in the King James Version. I don't know. There's so many different interpretations of it. It said everything that Jesus said was in red, and his disciples and everybody else was in black. So I'm like, if it doesn't appear in red, why should we really care what's being said? Because the red is the only thing that matters. You ask too many questions. They call me a skeptic. They said, I just like to debate. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of think I just do like the debate. But I just feel like we should just be able to ask those questions. Like, you mean to tell me that God destroyed a whole city because of two people that was never in the city came and visited, and he was just like, I'm destroyed because they all gay down there? God, who was loving, was like, I'm gonna destroy this city because of these two gay people down here. Or this group of gay people. I Come on now. God, really? That's what God just out here doing? I can't believe it. Um I also can't believe like the whole submissive thing. I can't it's so many different things where it's just like it don't make sense. Like a woman's body is the property of her husband. It's like, how did women become property? Like, I'm a woman. I'm a human being. Like, there's the woman that actually bled for like ever. It's so many different things that just piques my interest, raises questions. You're probably like, how the hell are you talking about religion and you're sick? Just because I'm sick doesn't mean I'm just going to automatically start believing in religion. I still have these questions. I've been having questions. I will probably have questions even after it's all over with. I will still be like, okay, now I got one more question for you, God, Jesus, whoever you are. So, what did you mean when you said, because I mean, here's the thing, right? Everyone is quick to say that God is loving, God is love. He he's not a jealous God. God doesn't test you. Um I've heard a lot of different things of what God is omnipresent, he's omnipotent, he's all of these different things. And then I said, if God has a house, right? Like if I have a house, I pay my bills, lights, gas, you know. Why does God have so many houses? Like, why does God have so many houses? Why does God like puts the burden of paying for his houses on people and then requires of them to give um or like people I have to give 10% to the church and then like they fall on hard times or something like that and then the church doesn't give back to them. Like is it like a this sister gave tithes. She's been here for 20 years. She's paid tithe for 20 years. We gonna help her because she's contributed for 20 years. Like, how does that, I, like, how does that work? So I'm on hard times. Like, do I come to the church and be like, hey, I've been paying in the tithes in the storehouse. Can y'all help me? My lights off. And does the church help pay for the lights? Or do I just pray and ask God and then he turn my lights back on? Or does God ask and say, hey, did you pay your We Energies bill? I sent like a bunch of stimulus in the last year. Did you pay your We Energies bill? Like, how does that work? Like, how does it? I just have so many. How does it work is what I want to know. Like, do you believe because maybe you got in a car accident and you're like, God, spare my life and I will serve you for the rest of my days. Like, what happened to those people that be making those kind of promises, right? We all have had family members go to jail or know somebody that's in jail and then they convert to either Islam or they become a Christian. And then it's like, do you do that because you feel like the judge would give you a lighter sentence? Or do you like if you were outside on the streets, would you even consider religion? Or would you just still be out in the streets doing you? Like, I just have so many questions. So many questions. And a lot of these questions I know I probably would never get asked answers to. So I just be here asking y'all. Like, have we ever really thought about like have we ever really thought about like how can so many people have stories of sexually being sexually abused by priests or evangelists or bishops or deacons or and this is the like They would call the place that I grew up, they was like, oh, it's a hospital. You go to the hospital, you cast your cares on Jesus, you give them to him, and everything gonna be okay. He gonna make everything okay. And I was just like, so he out here making everything okay for everybody. So like nobody, nobody is going to have to like suffer a little bit or like go without a little bit because he out here doing this for everybody, right? Like, how does Jesus have that much time? Or is it like God? Or is it like the combination of Jesus and God? They tag team. And then it's like the whole story of like I personally just feel like um religion gives people an excuse to put things off on other people. Like you make a fucked up decision, now you can blame the devil for making you make that decision. Um, what is an atheist? I don't believe in organized religion. I don't believe in any one particular God. So there's that. Um, you can't question God. Gotta never put more on you than you can bear. And then you get hit with some really heavy news. And it's like, I guess I must could bear it because he will never put more on me than I can bear. It's just like question, like things like that. Like it's just, I just really be having questions. Like my cousin passed away, and people are like, God saw fit for him to be with him in heaven, and I was just like, God allowed him to survive leukemia just to say, hey, I'm gonna let somebody kill you in an alley, and you lay there for a whole hour just so I can bring you home to heaven with me. In my mind, that doesn't make sense. When Jesus could have just let him sleep, your sleep, you know what? Let's come into an eternal rest with me in heaven. But no, my cousin died alone, bleeding out, and you say, God saw fit for him to be with him in heaven. God knew that his mother was going to miss him, his siblings. Like, I don't, like, I asked this question before, right? If if the child molester is praying to God that he doesn't get caught, he or she doesn't get caught, and the child is praying to God that the child molester stops, who does God hear? Like, is he like, ooh, this is a tough one. Satan, you're up. Go ahead and do your job. Or does God just be like, how, who, maybe is he's God and that's just the it of it. But I just be wondering, like, so do Jesus be like, la 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 to one ear while one person is praying? Or or like even when the slaves were like, let Massa stop beating the hell out of us. And Massa over here, like, make this this slave's back stronger as I beat him, is God just up there like, I'm gonna hear you. He gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna hear you today, slave, and I'm gonna hear you today, master. Like, how does that work? So as long as I'm putting out good energy, I'm not a child molester. I'm not. Uh, but as long as a child molester is putting out good energy, God could hear him or her over the child that's being molested. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? He hears the one who puts out the good energy. Hmm. I don't know. I would kind of hope that God would hear the child, or God would hear the slave that's being beaten, who received God as a form of submission. I don't know, but I just don't understand how that works. Like, you go to church for 15, 20 years, or when you first get in church, you're like, I'm so excited. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I'm going to find me a nice husband, find me a nice wife. You might get married, you might not. 25 years later, you're still in the church, no husband, no wife, but you got kids. Um, or you do have a husband and your husband is cheating on you with the woman in the church, or any one of those things. Or you grow up in a church and it's like a cult and they're like grooming people to be with older people, or they're pimping people out. Or like I said, like the priests are like touching people, and then they know that the priest, preachers, nuns, whatever you want to call them, are touching people. So they're moving them around to other locations. Like somebody was like, at least the Catholic Church is like trying to, and I said, trying to what? Because they giving people money for saying, what happens to them. That money will never. People will be, oh, they're getting money for that. Money will never, never, never. I'm gonna keep saying never so that you can understand. It will never erase the memories that they have. It will never take away the fact that this adult, who is a servant of God, who represents God, who was touching them in the name of God, it will never take that away. It's like you give it to God, it never goes away. It's always there. You ever ask God to take something away from you and then you realize that he never took it away? It's always still there. So you had to accept, acknowledge, figure out ways to like move through that without having mental breakdowns, or drinking yourself to death, or smoking, or popping pills, or whatever you use to cope, even after you have given it to Jesus. And then some people would be like, those people are just weak in their faith, or they're just not in the right spot. And I'm just looking at the same time was like, why would we have to make those decisions anyways? Like, why would I have to make a decision to choose to say the pastor of the church molested me? Like, why would I just be like, you know what? Um, Let me cast that on to Jesus and let him handle it. Remember, I told y'all they said God is omnipotent, omnipresent. That's the word I was looking. He's omnipresent, so he's everywhere. So doesn't that mean that God was watching while that was, or is that not what that means? And I was just under the impression that's what that meant. But I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Like he's everywhere, so he sees everything. So he knew what was going on. And then for a while, I was just like they will say, women, wear your skirts below your legs. I mean, to your ankles, so that your calves, Calves, your calves don't entice men to fall. Did anybody ever think about what the men was supposed to wear so that women aren't enticed? But then they don't even think that we are entitled to have feelings when it comes to things like that, because we are just supposed to be submissive to our husbands. But most people aren't married in the church. Or if they are married, they're headed for divorce because Christians have a high divorce rate. I told y'all there's no topic that we're not going to talk about. So if you're sitting there, you're probably twiddling your fingers like, is she going to talk about it? If you know me, we going to talk about it. We going to get around to it. They encourage marriage, right? Like, there's this thing now. It's like you can grow up in church and you could be homosexual or have homosexual tendencies, as they will say, and they will pair you with another person who have homosexual tendencies, and then you two will get married with the hopes that God will deliver you from your homosexual tendencies. We talked a couple of weeks ago about Exodus International, which was a really big organization that was telling the world that they were delivering people from being gay. And people were spending thousands, millions, hundreds of dollars sending their kids. They're going themselves. And then many people never experience that deliverance that people talk about. Many people committed suicide. Many people overdosed on drugs. Many people believed and never experienced the deliverance that was talked about. And then decades later, they came out and said it was all a lie. While they did offer an apology, what the fuck is church hurt? Like, I hear people say that all the time. It's like, because someone says something about the church, that doesn't mean that a person is church hurt. Like, you can talk about the church. I can talk about the church. It's just another building. It's just another space. No, I'm not church hurt. The church can't hurt me. The pastor of the church did, but I'm not church hurt. I'm not, ooh, I don't believe in religion because I feel hurt by the church. No. It's not my story. It's not my story. I just can't believe a lot of bullshit. I can't believe a lot of bullshit. Like some people, we just gonna put it out there, right? Some people just don't have the strength to stand up to other people and call them out on their bullshit. Some people don't. A lot of people who go to church don't have the strength to look at their pastor and tell them to shut the fuck up. They just don't got that because they touch not thy anointed and do thy prophet no harm. So their pastor can call them dumb, stupid, mindless sheep and they will agree with whatever the pastor, amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. And they will be fine. I'm not one of those kind of people. You're not going to just pee in a cup and shoot it up and tell me it's rain. It's yellow. It's ammonia. It's got a little ammonia. It's not me. That's not me. I'm not easily to believe the bullshit. I don't. December. Like, what the fuck is church hurt? I don't give a, if you haven't figured it out, Crazy Cur, I don't give a fuck who likes me. I don't care. Like, I'm not crying because the church don't love me or the church don't like me. I'm not one of those gays like, ooh, the church they don't even like themselves. How am I be hurt by somebody who they don't even like themselves? I'm not church hurt at all. That's just something that people make up so they feel justified in doing the fucked up shit that they do. I'm not somebody that justifies what I do. Like, I'm not talking about the church because I'm gay. I'm talking about the church because I have a bunch of questions that you should be able to answer because your God gave you the basic instructions before leaving earth. That's what you told me it was. And so then I read it and I say, hey, this passage right here, what does that really mean? And then you look at me like, where did you find that at? Oh, let me tell y'all. Wait. One day I had to ask the question, right? Because I had read in the Bible, like the whole reason. I'm gonna give y'all the quick condensed version, right? So people use fear. Churches use fear to get people to do shit, right? Yes, I said church and shit in the same sentence. I just told you I was gonna cuss. So God had already promised to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah before he even sent the angels to get Lot out of there. If you ever heard the story, right? If you ever thought about it, I'm about to blow your mind right now. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to blow it. I'm going to blow your mind. Did you ever stop to think, why did angels go to Sodom and Gomorrah to get Lot and his family? All of those people that was there, but those angels only appeared to get Lot and his family out of Sodom and Gomorrah. You probably never thought about it because you're so filled with like, God destroyed it because they were gay. You don't even know that God was upset at human beings again. Y'all know you had just wiped everybody out with Noah and the whole ark and the 2x2 and all of that shit. God was angry at those people fucking again. He said, I hate the fucking day. He didn't say that. I just put that fucking in there. Y'all know Jesus ain't saying no cuss words. Well, I hope. We don't know what Jesus was saying anyways. So he said, I hate the fucking day that I made human beings. Abraham, God's right-hand man, was like, hey, if I can find, I think it was like 1,000. He was like, if I can get 1,000 people and they will serve you and they will rock with you and represent your name, would you spare them? God was like, hell yeah, I'll spare him. Abraham sat back in his chair and thought about it like, now, I'm just paraphrasing it, but if you go back and read it, you'll see that Abraham bargained with God from a really high number. And he was just like, fuck it. If I could just get my nephew and his wife and his daughters out, that's all. I don't even care. You know, my nephew, little lot from around the corner. He lived down there. I just want to get him out of there. So then, Jesus sent the two angels, like, go ahead. And then those people was like, hold on, we saw two shiny niggas come up in here. No, niggas not like that. I'm just saying, two shiny people come up in here. What they doing here? We ain't never seen them before. We ain't never seen nothing shining like that ever. We just want to see what you look like. You was sparkly and shiny. Then the church was like, we need something that's come against homosexuality. Anybody got anything? Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep, we gonna use that. Yep, I'm guarantee you, if you go read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, your mind will be blown because it had nothing to do with homosexuality. Nothing. That's what I'm saying. There's 66 books, and Jesus only thought of homosexuals one time to put one city in. Now, I could tell you some stories if you really want to know some stories about homosexuality in the Bible, but they're not interpreted as homosexuality. They're interpreted as great stories of friendship and brotherly love. But all older people, who have been in church for so long, who have been programmed, brainwashed. I say programmed and brainwashed because if you think like, yo, Mima probably went to church, and she probably went to church during really hard times, the civil rights era, slavery, whatever. And they needed that. They needed that to like, I guarantee you, if I told the stories in the Bible like that, more people would be Christians or more people would believe in God because they could see it like that. Like, that's how I saw it. When I read it, I was just like, damn, okay. So every time Jesus had Moses to part a whole big old body of water just so people can get on the other side, he killed off 5-6 generations just so that the little kids that was walking around could grow up. He killed off the grandma, the great grandmas, all of those people just so that the little kids could be the next generation of people. But we want to talk about Jesus was a savage. He was a savage. Y'all can paint him out to be all blonde with blue eyes and all that other shit. Jesus was a savage. If he got mad, he eliminated you. He did. He did. So this is what I'm saying. A lot of shit that people be saying Jesus be allowing, I just be thinking that Jesus be on vacation. That's what I be thinking. I just think Jesus like, you know what? I'm tired of these motherfuckers down here. So let me go over here and sit down. Satan, let your little people go ahead and do whatever. Because I'm tired right now. You would think how many times I've destroyed these motherfuckers. Somewhere down the line, they would get it. That's what I be thinking. And then if you think about it, right? You got Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, Jews, Hebrew Israelites, Baptist, Pentecostal. You got all these different fucking religions. This one doesn't like that one. That one don't like this one. This God is better than your God. My God teach me to hate black people. My God teach me to love black people but hate these people. All of these different things, right? And if you go look at the shit in red, it don't say none of the shit that those people be talking about. This is what I'm be saying. And then if you even want to go a little deeper, go look and see the blue-eyed, blonde-haired man that everybody is out here worshiping and calling them Jesus. If you read in the Bible, they will tell you his hair was like wool, his skin. He's from Africa, Middle Eastern Africa. He's black. Sorry if you probably thinking Jesus was white. He's not. He's not. If you read it and it says he's not white. He doesn't have blue eyes. He doesn't have long blonde flowing hair. If you actually think about, let's talk about Jesus for a minute, right? Jesus only lived on this fucking earth for 33 years. He was born in a manger on Christmas. You didn't hear anything about him except for he was born. His daddy wasn't his daddy, but his mama was a virgin. He was black. Jesus is a fucking black man. He just is. He look at his birth story. I mean, hey, y'all probably like she making light of it. I'm really fucking serious. His mama was a virgin, but his daddy, I said a virgin. I know what I said, virgin, because she was a virgin of a virgin. How the fuck is your mama 15, but your daddy is like 20? Hey, but you know that was the biblical times. Kind of sound like right now. But anyways, so the angel came and was like, hey, bruh, I know you ain't never slept with Mary. You don't even know who Mary is. But you see Shorty over there? I need you to go and make a house with her, because God up here talking about he about to bless Shorty with a little one, and he don't want her to get talked about, so she need a man. Shorty was like, what's in it for me? He was like, you would be his pops, and whatever you need, God got you. He was like, hey, come on, Mary. Jesus didn't even have a room to be born in. He was in the animals in there with manure all around. They was just like, hey, let's just take this nice little blanket, lay him right here. Had him, right? You ain't hear about Jesus no more until he was lost at the temple. He like 12, 11. He was born, right? He was born. You ain't hear about him ever again until he was in the temple. He like 11, 12, 13, somewhere up in there. And he teaching grown ass men like, this is my father's house. What are you doing up in here? How y'all selling shit up in here? This is my daddy house. My daddy don't want shit to be sold up in here. Don't be selling shit up in here. Y'all should be teaching these people about my daddy ways. Disappears again. You won't hear about him again until it's time for him to go up on the cross. And he's 33. 33 years old. And when that time when Jesus was in the temple, 12, 11, 12, 13, Mary and Joseph, they done went on and left Jesus in the temple. He done got abandoned. So that people be like, what would Jesus do? Or how would Jesus done been abandoned? He done been lied on, talked about, all of those things. And you out here worried about a church talking about you. The same church as the people that killed them. That's what I'm saying. Like, most people don't even read the Bible, because if you actually read the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving Earth, excuse me, you would understand who it was that killed them. Like, his own people was like, we don't rock with that nigga. We don't rock with him. We would rather have this nigga that we know was robbing and killing and murdering people. Let him free, and then just send Jesus over there. His own people snitched on him. Like, Jesus was a black man. You might not want to believe it, but if you go and read that Bible, you're going to be like, oh, Jesus was definitely a black man. And you're going to start really thinking about it, like how all of a sudden Jesus was born over in Africa and got dark skin, but now he white with blue eyes. I ain't gonna say what it is, but we already know what it is. And then you sitting up here praying to Jesus that's beating your ancestors because you praying to that same Jesus. The same Jesus your slave masters out there praying that your back don't break. Why he got you out here picking up cottons? You praying to that same Jesus, not me. My Jesus is black. She is black. She, I said it, is black. But the Jesus of the Bible, he's black. He's a black man. You ever called on Jesus and he was never on time? You ain't never put one and two together? Jesus got to be a black man because he ain't never on time. You see what that? Let me tell you how they made a provision for him. They said he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. He a black man, and that's not to say that black people are incredible. We are incredible, but Jesus is black. You know he black. I know he black. They know he black. That's why they made him white with blue eyes. They know that. Santa Claus, white. Y'all see they shot the nose off the religion. Religion. Why do you believe? Do you believe because you don't want to die and go to hell? Have you ever thought for a moment, what if this is hell? We're currently fighting, some of us is fighting a global fucking pandemic. Some of us are. Some of y'all is living like there is no such thing as a global fucking pandemic, but you see your loved ones, you see other people's loved ones, you see people dying and getting sick all the time, but you like, it ain't gonna touch me. Do you know how many people that have gotten COVID from church, from attending a church service? They got it and no longer are here because people are like, I don't gotta wear no mask, I don't gotta get no vaccines, I don't gotta do none of that because God ain't gonna let me get it. And then they get it and they get sick and God is gonna deliver me. But what if he doesn't? Oh, I can't think like that because I gotta have faith. But what if he doesn't? What if God never heals you? What if God is like, you know what? You need to eat better. You need to rest. You need to set boundaries. You need to stop going to Chick-fil-A and maybe cook at home sometimes. You need to do better. What if God is trying to make sure that you can be around for a long time? I asked myself those questions because I thought I was resting out. Y'all saw me, I was working out and drinking juices. I'm dropping pounds. Look at me right now, though. I'm losing weight. I'm all of those things. But I wasn't resting. Your body needs time to like recharge. You sleep for 20 minutes and then it's just like, oh, I'm back up. Your body needs longer time than that. That's why they say you should get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. Like, doctors were put on this planet to like assist Jesus in what he does. Like, police officers were put on this planet to like assist Jesus with what he does. I'm thinking that's what I think. Like he need a little help because while he could be everywhere all the time, it's just like, hey, like I'm gonna take this moment right now and say, if you have a loved one in Louisiana. You are definitely in my prayers, especially it being the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. I'm praying with y'all. And if you know me, you know I don't really pray, but Hurricane Katrina, the shit that happened there, that was fucked up. And we know where we live. We know our government. We know how shit happens when it comes to people of darker complexions or people of color, period. We know how shit happens. So you guys are definitely in my prayers. And I hope that you guys are safe. I just felt compelled to say that because there's some real shit going on in this world. Like real shit. Yes, I'm sick, but there's real shit going on in this world. And we be too busy caught up with Facebook likes and TikTok dances and all that shit, and real shit be happening in this world. Like we could possibly be locked down again. If you and your family did not seek therapy in this time in which we are able to be out here and being free, you should most definitely do that. If you felt like you were going a little bit, I'm just losing it a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, go to therapy. When I grew up in the cult, they were like, you don't go to therapy because they're going to start putting stuff in your mind. That's what I was going to say to y'all. I told y'all I'm a reader, right? I was reading the book. I read it from Genesis to Exodus back to Matthew. And I just read it, jumped around, read it. Somebody told me, like a person in high position in the church told me, you can't read too far into it because the devil will start messing with your mind. God will let me read the basic instructions before leaving earth and let the devil at the same time mess with my mind while I'm reading his word that he told me to read so I will understand why I'm here. It's shit like that that makes people like, I can't rock with that. So I can read the Bible, but I can't read too far in the Bible because then I will start asking questions that you don't even know the answer to. Like if you ever asked read the whole story about Sodom and Gomorrah and just ask your pastor like, what was the number that Abraham bargained with God for about the people of Sodom and Gomorrah? Just ask him that. If he don't tell you that Abraham bargained with it was a high number and he got all the way down to Lot, stop believing in that fucking preacher and what he's saying. I'm gonna tell you that. Go read it. You don't believe me? Go read it for yourself. Read it. It's there. Abraham bargained with God. That's how he got down to just Lot and his family. And he sent specific instructions. Do not fucking look back. Don't. We already know who looked back. Turned into a pillar of salt. I'm telling y'all, if your pastor do not know that, your pastor haven't read the word. He's teaching you from experience or what he feels. That's where, like, I really feel like if I really wanted to, like, if, I didn't really have anything shit better to do with my life, I can be an evangelist. I can I could tell a story real good. Hey, I like to talk. I could do that. But I'm not for leading people to the water just so that they would be afraid and start fucking drinking and then what do we do next? No, I'm not one of those type of people. I'm gonna like, listen, why the fuck are you down there lapping up water like that? Why are you doing that? Go over there and get like Jesus fed the multitude with 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread. Now, they don't even tell you that he started with the women and the children. I'm telling y'all, I should start doing a series on Sundays where I just start reading different chapters. Like I'm not gonna read them word for word, but I'm gonna do it like I would tell a story. Like if I was telling the story about Deborah, or if I was telling the gayest story in the fucking Bible of Jonathan and David, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Next Sunday, I'm gonna start it. September, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna tell y'all about the gayest fucking story in the Bible. And y'all gonna sit back and be like, what the fuck? David, yes, the one who had Bathsheba's husband killed because he wanted to be with Bathsheba. Yes, David had a gay best friend. They were gay together. And the Bible tells you how gay they were, but it doesn't call it gay. It says the greatest story of friendship. That's where, what manner of man is this that he will lay down his life for a friend? Gayest shit you will ever read in the Bible. I love talking about religion. I do. It's just like it's the smoke and mirrors. But if you really read it, like, I don't believe in all of that, but I do understand the basic concept of treat you like I want to be treated. I understand that. That's like the most basic thing for me. Like, there's 10 commandments, right? I say, if sense was common, there's 10. But if you think of number 1 is like love God with all thy heart or whatever. Excuse me. Number 2 is like love your neighbor as yourself. You won't need the other fucking 8 because you understand the greatest 2. If I love you, I'm not going to lie to you. So there's no need for, I'm not going to steal from you. So there's no need for thou shalt not steal. I'm not going to kill you because I don't want you to kill me. You see where I'm going at it? It's just sense that's not fucking common. But again, I feel like sometimes religion is just like, your mama treats you like shit. Your mama treated you like shit your entire life. You are hoping to Jesus that one day your mama will not treat you like shit. The reality of it is your mama treats you like shit. You still love her because she's your mother. So you love her. You forgive her for all of the shit that she did to you. And you still hope that one day she will love you. But the reality of it is maybe your mother will never love you. She will still always be your mother. Maybe your sister kicking you down the stairs all the time was just your sister's way of saying I love you. No, your sister was just an asshole and she was just doing that because nobody told her to stop. Or nobody showed her a different way to say I love you. Like, if you actually think about it, right? How many times have you heard your parents or someone older than you say I love you? As a sister, I make it my business to tell my brothers that they are loved. Not just because they're my brothers, but I wanted them to hear, I love you. Not because you're my brother, not because you're black, not because I love you. You don't have to do anything for me to love you. You don't have to do anything for anyone to say, I love you. Like, if you ever had like or your nieces or nephews or kids around and people will be like, oh, go over there and give me that remote. And then you give them $1. Now they're like, okay, I know if I go get this remote, they're going to give me $1. So every time they see you, they're going to give you the remote. Now you got to give them $1. We shouldn't want our kids to think shit like that because there's twisted adults out here. And not only twisted adults, there's twisted kids out here also. And we should want to protect the people that we love. I say church sometimes, not all churches, not all religions, but sometimes, a lot of them play on the fact that parents don't tell their kids, I love you. That's how the pastor, the evangelist, the bishop, the priest is able to seclude your child and say, hey, you could be the Sunday school teacher, or you could be the head of the music department, or you could be the altar boy to carry the big ass smoke thing, whatever. And now they're grooming them. Now they're going on church trips. Y'all remember Bishop Eddie Long? Y'all remember all those boys was like, he was paying for me to go here. He was paying for me to go there. And everybody's like, oh, they're lying. Why would he do that? He has a beautiful wife. He got this, he got that. And then he said, and the church just, his church grew up leaps and bounds. They ridiculed those boys, those men, people of color that grew up in Baptist and Kojic and Pentecostal and non-denominational and all of those different churches laugh at the Catholic Church because they have priests that are touching kids and they're moving them around. And I'm looking like, what the fuck are you laughing at? You're doing the same fucking thing. Y'all not, there's no difference in y'all. There's no difference. At least they will come out and say, hey, we did this and we sorry. Y'all just like, touch not the anointed. Don't you tell me my pastor don't touch them little boys and had them on no trip. Don't you tell me my pastor did that. Because my pastor, he don't do that. My pastor don't do that. Your pastor is a pedophile. And a lot of y'all know y'all pastors are pedophiles. Been knowing because your pastor touched you, your cousin, your cousin's cousins. Y'all been knowing it. Your grandfather's probably the pastor of the church, and you know your grandfather's a pedophile. Hey, I told y'all we gonna talk about it. Y'all know y'all pastors pedophiles, and y'all out here acting like these women, these young girls are so fast, and he's still a grown ass man. She's still a grown ass woman, and just like men are grooming girls, women are grooming boys. You probably watching this like, and a man like, oh, she didn't take advantage of me. I wanted to do it. Sir, let me put the mic right here so you can see the words that are about to come out of my mouth. You were molested. You were groomed. You probably told your friends and they probably thought you was like the coolest motherfucker on the planet because you having sex with older people and getting money for it. You were prostituted. Nobody probably ever tell you that, but you were. You probably felt like shit, but was like, I'm a man. Who the fuck I'ma tell? Right now, you probably dating a man that's probably been molested. And you probably sitting there like, you know what? I do notice you be doing little things. And I think they're a little suspect, but I ain't gonna tell you that. I would never tell you that I think it's suspect the shit that you do, but I think it's suspect the shit that you do. The reality of it is you probably should. You probably should talk to them and say, you know what? I noticed that you do this. Is there something you want to talk about? I'll do you one better. Do you have that family member that's always calling people the P word? I will never say it on this channel. I will never say it out loud. I will never say that because that's a derogatory term when you're referring to a man that is considered to have feminine tendencies. Do you know someone in your family that gets real homophobic when somebody gay come around. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said people in the gay community or the alphabet mafia, whatever y'all, whatever. We already know people who be batting for our team, but they be on a DL or they can't really, they come and play with us at nighttime, but in the daytime they be over there with y'all. We already know y'all. And y'all know that we know y'all. So y'all kind of be smooth with it sometimes. But sometimes when you with your boys or your girls, you got to act a certain way. Well, we already know. We already know what it is. Do you know that a lot of the church people, mm, a lot of church people be doing a lot of gay shit and be hiding behind the fact that they go to church and they serve God and I'm an evangelist so and so, or I'm deacon whatever, or I'm minister whatever. Having sex with the other deacons on church trips and having sex with the other sisters and they all laying in the same bed together with slips and stockings on and shit. Gay. Get gay. Big gay. Big capital gay. Gay. And be some of the main people trying to send people to hell for being gay. Main people. When I saw Eddie Long's church grow the way, like, I'm gonna tell you the moment I knew I was disgusted when they bought the Dead Sea Scrolls to the man church and was like, "We want to crown you." I said, "This man destroyed these young men's life." Y'all, the people from the churches was calling these young men, telling them kill theyself, you, all these other things, and then y'all crowned the man. Crowned him, gave him an actual fucking crown. You can Google it, look it up on YouTube. Y'all gave this man a pat on the back for doing. Those are my. See, that's why I be having questions about shit. Like, hmm, pastors be having whole families in the church with other families in the church, touching kids, and people be knowing they be. People know your pastor touching kids. That's not my business. That's God's business. It is your business, especially if you got kids, teenagers, family members that's still going to these churches. I told, when I was growing up in the cult, I told people, and I knew that people knew what was going on with me, and nobody did or said nothing. And then I was just like, you know what? How do you get out of a cult? How do you get out of a cult? Like, how do you get out of something that is like, I'm gonna tell you how crazy it was. Like, I had knew I had got to the point where shit was happening to me, and I started seeing like people started paying attention to the younger generations, and I was just like, oh no, fuck that. Like, shit they was having me do to get me away, like seclude me. I started seeing them doing it to other younger women, and I was like, oh no, fuck that. Now you stay over there. You stay over there. Just stay over there. Don't even come. Don't even go. Don't do none of that. Pissed. When I tell y'all, I have a great disdain for any adult that take advantage of a child. I do. I have a great disdain. Great. Great. I'm using the word disdain because as it's is that I don't you that child will never get rid of that ever. Never get rid of that. You can pray it away, it'll still fucking be there. They will never get rid of that. When you probably, I guarantee you, you are a grown ass adult and you can remember the first time your mother whooped you. Guarantee you can remember that because trauma sits in here forever. This is why I'm saying if you and your family didn't get help from being inside for a whole year of 2020, go to fucking therapy. There's nothing wrong with having Jesus and therapy. There's nothing wrong with that. Get you some fucking help. I am really praying, and I don't even pray, but I am really praying with all these different mutations, variants, vaccines. I'm really praying that people are taking their health into consideration. If you barely fucking survived 2020 being locked in, do you honestly think 2021, if they were to lock us down again, you will be okay? I just don't see people being okay. And that scares me. That's what scares me. It's Jesus, 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 but we don't couple Jesus with therapy. We don't couple Jesus with medication. Yes, some people in the African American people of color community need mental help. We need that. I'm saying I'm including myself. I'm never excluding myself for anything because I know people always be like, you think you better. No, I told y'all my whole fucking life. We need Jesus and therapy together. We need that because the shit that happened to us, our parents beating us, our Uncle Pete touching us, our cousin Ray Ray, Uncle Pete's son touching us, our cousin Sharita. If your name's Sharita or Uncle Pete, I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just saying this shit happened to us. Our sisters, our siblings, sleeping in the same bed with us, touching us. That shit never goes away. If you are a parent and you know that shit is happening to your kids and you don't get your fucking kids out of that fucking situation, you need help. Now your fucking kids gotta go get fucking help because you need fucking help. You trying to stay with a man because you don't want to feel alone. You don't want to be alone. Your ass need to be alone. I noticed something. When I get upset, I can breathe. I don't cough. Maybe I should get upset more often. I'm not upset. I'm not mad like that. It's just like, if Jesus didn't give your ass a husband, sit down somewhere. Stop trying to turn everybody into your husband because your kids are suffering the greatest. If your child come and say, hey, your husband, your boyfriend, your baby daddy is touching me, and then you want to treat the daughter as the other woman when she's your fucking daughter. Do something to protect your child. If this man is punching on your son to make him tougher, do something to protect your fucking child. I don't have any kids, but I tell you this, if you are a fucking parent, you have been blessed to bring life into this earth. I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I was sick and I couldn't talk, I said, if you give me the opportunity where I can sit up and talk and not cough for a long period of time, I will say what the fuck has been on my heart and my mind for some time. I was just afraid to hurt people's feelings. I told y'all the other day, yesterday, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I will never be silent when I see parents doing fucked up shit because they have fucking issues. Get you some fucking help so you don't turn around and fuck up your kids. They never asked to fucking be here. Never. You brought them here. You made the decision to be here. You did that. You did that. You have to suck it up. You have to suck it up. Get you some fucking help. I'm not telling you to suck it up. I'm telling you to say, I need some fucking help. I can't do this by myself. Let me reach out to somebody beyond Jesus, beyond the pastor of your church, your rabbi, your synagogue, whatever you go to. Get some fucking help. If y'all think about how many fucked up people out here, get some fucking help. If you know your kids need medication, get them some fucking help. Stop throwing it off on Jesus. Stop blaming the devil for shit happening. You need to step up and do what the fuck you need to do. Period. We're talking about religion tonight. Why do you believe? I really feel like sometimes religion and Jesus and church and people be like, well, I don't feel like this person would do that to my child. They want you to feel like that. They want you to feel like they won't do that to your child because you will never think about them in that manner. And they will do some really fucked up shit to your children. They will do that. They will do that. And your child will have to go through their teenage, adult, grown ass adult life. And now they're wreaking havoc on other people because you didn't get them the help that they fucking needed because you thought Jesus was just gonna take it away. It never fucking goes anywhere. I told my ex-wife, I was molested by the pastor of the church. I told my ex-wife, I said, I went to therapy not to help me get rid of it, not to take it all away, but because smells was making me feel some kind of way. Like it made me literally sick to my fucking stomach to smell Nautica or Jordan or Aspen. Like sick to my fucking stomach, people. I needed to know, how do I process through that? How do I, they're not going to stop making these smells. How do I, where I am okay? And therapy showed me, it took away the fucking fear. It took away that for me. I was afraid. I was afraid to make that person upset because I didn't know what they would do to me. They told me, hey, nobody will ever believe you if you say this because I'm the pastor of the fucking church and nobody's going to believe you. Look at you. Who are you? I told y'all I've never celebrated anything that I did because those things I breathe. I know it's probably like, you breathe. Yes, I breathe. I People probably won't notice, but I tap and I breathe. I tap to center myself and say, you are not that child. You are okay. You are okay. You are not in danger. You are okay. Because the thing that it activates in us is our flight or fight or flight, those different things, right? So I tap. I learned to tap and breathe and know that I am okay. And I'm a grown ass motherfucker and I dare you try it right now. I dare you. I just wanted to say that. But I tap and I breathe. But most people don't have those things. So that's why when I be talking to my friends now and I be like, You're flying off the handle off of something because you thought you heard something. You thought you heard. That person didn't say that. You thought you heard. You always wanted to say this part. So you was just like, fly off the handle. And now you saying shit you can't take back. So when you in a situation with somebody, if you just take a moment and go, oh, I breathed. I was a little off, but I breathed, right? You take a moment and breathe, you like throw off your mind from that flight or fight response. And now you're able to actually think. And then you can replay and say, did I hear them say that? Or did I want to hear them say that so I could just beat their ass real quick and be done? We don't take the time to listen to ourselves. We are taught when we give it to other people, we are taught not to trust ourselves. That's why I say love yourself, know yourself, trust yourself, and just be yourself. That's all you can do. That's all God, Buddha, Allah, whoever you serve, that's what they want us to do, is just be us and love ourselves for who we are. Love ourselves. Like if you have a child and your child is displaying tendencies of possibly being a homosexual, don't tell your child you can't be gay while you in my house. Do you know what that does to your child? You are causing your child to suppress themselves because they want to make you happy. So now they're going to do whatever you want them to do so that you will be happy. And they're denying themselves. They go inwards. They start wearing goth shit, or just they deny themselves. You don't want them to do that. You want them to grow and flourish. You want them to have hope, dreams, and aspirations of being an astronaut or a doctor or a stripper or whatever the fuck they want to be. You want them to have that. You don't want them to go inside themselves. As someone who went inside herself, you don't want that. That's not what you want. Like, look at it like this, right? Have you ever in your life, in the last 3 years, seen as many kids killing themselves? Kids, babies fucking killing themselves. They're babies. You probably like, what kind of stress do they have? I'm going to say this again, right? Adults, you are not the only people that are surviving a global fucking pandemic. Your children are also surviving a global fucking pandemic. They went from going to school to being excited about graduations to graduations being canceled to first years of schools being canceled. Bullies, they're going through so much shit. That's why they need you as their fucking parent to do what you need to do to protect them. I've never seen so many babies. Babies. Yes, I know adults are committing suicide, but I'm talking about fucking 9, 10, 8, 7 killing themselves because they have nobody to talk to. They have nobody to turn to. They don't feel loved. What kind of fucking world are we living in where our kids don't fucking feel loved? What are you as a parent doing where your fucking child don't feel loved? I tell you, right? My nephew is 19. He's 18 or he's probably about to be 19. I don't know. He's one of those. He's a teenager. I text him. I FaceTime him. I tell him how much I love him, how handsome, how smart, how I am so grateful that he came into my life. My niece, Jamela World, she's probably here. I tell all of my nieces and nephews, I tell my brothers, I tell everybody around me, my friends, how much I love them and how much they mean to me. When I told people that I was sick, that was the biggest thing for me to do because I've always been somebody that's just taking care of every fucking thing. It was so big for me to say, hey, I am fucking sick. I have not got out of the bed. I am coughing up lungs, kidneys, spleens, everything. That was so huge for me to do. But it showed me how much people loved me. It showed me how much people cared. I didn't give them that option because I was handling everything. So when I say I've been sick for a week, that's not to get pity. That's me saying, like, I've been sick for a fucking week. Like, I've still had water. I got fruits. I have tissue. I have medicine. I have everything I need to be okay because the people that love me had the opportunity to help me. The only way that we are going to live and exist on this fucking planet is if we love one another enough to get out of our own fucking way and help each other. Yes, I do remember that December. And that's why anytime that I see my nieces and nephews, and even with my ex-wife's nieces and nephews, they will always, if you are watching this, you will always be my niece and my nephew. I don't give a fuck that we're divorced. You will always be my niece and nephew. If you ever need me, I send them messages anyway. So I send them messages. I'm not trying to necessarily be their friend, but I want them to know you always got somebody you could talk to and me. You don't have to necessarily talk to me about that, but whatever you need to fucking talk to me about, you got me right here. I want you to know you got somebody in your corner that's love you, appreciate you. If you want to stand up and tell your truth, I'm going to stand right there holding your hand, making sure you able to tell your truth. That's just who I am and what I do. I told, when I'm able to speak, I am going to speak. I told y'all back in January, when I have to do it, I am going to do it. I'm not backing down from no fucking body, pastor of a church, bishop, elder, deacon, pastor. I'll take on whole fucking congregations. I'll take on whole fucking organizations. I don't give a fuck who you are. I am tired of seeing people hurting. I am tired of seeing people going without because they feel like some magical being in the sky who they never seen before is going to help them quicker than their mama or their daddy that's sitting in the same fucking house with them. We have to do better. We have to. That's just it. We have to. If I have to keep calling people out and they need to, get up on their shit and handle that shit, hey, I'm here to call you out. This is what we gonna do. If you a parent and you are choosing your girlfriend, boyfriend, baby mama, wife, or whatever over your kids, now I get it. You are married to that person. I get it. But if you are slacking on your responsibilities as a fucking parent, I'm calling you out. Your child needs you. If you haven't asked your child how have they adjusted from being in a physical building to doing virtual, well, now they're going back to school. If you haven't figured out how your child has adjusted, if you haven't made the proper adjustments with your child, I'm calling you out. If you go to a church and you know your pastor a pedophile and you ain't never called him out on being a pedophile, I'm calling you out too. I'm calling everybody out. I call myself out. We can call them out too. Children's Aid Society, we can call. See, the Child Protective Service, right? I'm calling social workers. I'm calling everybody fucking out. If you are a fucking social worker, this week I want you to go to work and I want you to do your fucking job. Protect these fucking kids. If you know you're supposed to meet with these parents or these kids and you skipped a week or you skipped a couple of days because you was tired, your baby was screaming at 2 o'clock in the morning so you didn't get no sleep. You have to not only think about your fucking child, you have to also think about the children that you are being charged with protecting. The kids that was in their auntie's trunk. I just read another story. The lady lived with her, is it 8 or 7? She lived with the bodies of her fucking kids in the house. They're deteriorating. And her kids are in the next room and she going in and out like no problem. They found the boy in the sleeping bag with a knife in his chest. And we want to be out here jumping in and out of relationships. We want to have kids with people. We sex. We just want to have fun and party. But people are really fucking hurting. If you go to church and you are praying and you are doing what you can to help, thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Again, I am not against religion. I'm not against any of that. I just have a lot of questions. I just don't believe. That's just me. Me. You could do whatever you do. But I'm sick of people hurting. I'm sick of knowing that people don't feel loved. What did they do to you, December? If you don't mind sharing. I know we're talking about religion, but I just I get so worked up when I think about people and like how how do you know somebody is hurting and you don't even like think to I can't know you hurting and not feel that. I can't like you ever seen a commercial for like child abuse? I can't know that somebody is being abused and not say anything. I can't. It makes me feel like, damn. And I'm not like, oh man, I gotta say something because I gotta say something. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, let me tell y'all what I saw on TikTok. There was this one young lady, right? She stays in Pennsylvania. She stays in Pennsylvania. She said she just got her stepfather locked up. He molested her from like 5 to 12, I think. 5 to 12. I don't know. I'll share it like on my I'm gonna share it because she just got him locked up. It was I forgot the organization she said that helped her, but she said people was telling her that the statute of limitations was up, and they helped her lock him up. And her mother was fighting for the stepdad who molested her, who knew that her mother who knew that her stepdad was molesting her from 5 or whatever it was a long time. Children's Aid Society. Hmm. I ooh, I've never grew up in foster care or anything like that. But I know people personally who have, and hearing their stories and just understanding how people see them as dollar signs. If you can't tell, I don't. That shit never goes anywhere. It never fucking goes anywhere. And nobody is held accountable for the shit that be happening. And then guess what? These same fucking people are fostering other fucking kids doing the shit to them because no one says anything. Or if they do, now the kids are labeled as being bad or unruly. We got to do better. Hi, Scormatus, or I don't know how you say her name. I am better. We're talking about religion. Why do you believe? And a bunch of other stuff. But I'm sorry, I just have to breathe December. I have to breathe because when it comes to kids, it's different for me. I don't believe. I like to talk to other people who believe, who don't believe, who have questions, who um like to share. So I like people who like to share or gain a better understanding of another person rather than just hate them because of the color of their skin or their beliefs. Like there was a mass shooting here at the Sikh temple. Like I live in Wisconsin, like we have a lot of shootings or whatever. But I'm not religious, but I felt some kind of way. Like when the young man went up in a church and sat through the entire fucking service and then decided to turn the gun on people and kill people, and they fucking took him to Burger King. I I just don't know. I don't understand a lot. Like how do you sit in the midst of those people and then turn the gun on them? Yeah, I totally agree. Like everyone says the same thing. It's just the way and how they do it. You have to believe, you have to dress, you have to. It's a lot. Um, wow, wow, December. I kind of want to. Let me write this down. I kind of want to do. I want to do. I want to have a talk about people who with people who grew up in foster care because I don't think a lot of people understand your stories. Like I know like a lot of people of color, you probably don't think about this, but a lot of people of color are foster parents. And some of them only do it for the money. Yeah, see, like my mom is really, really religious. Like Jesus is her husband, best friend. She, but she's come through a lot. Like she's endured a lot. And to like, I don't know. I just be having so many questions. And you know what, December, you are right. A lot of them are not good people. A lot of them, a lot of them are church people who are foster parents, and they pay their tithes off of the foster kids' money. Yep, yep. Raise those kids up in the church, coats. Yep, I'm telling you, I'm 41. I got a bunch of experiences, a bunch of them. I've never been in foster care though. That's one of them I don't have. But yeah, I got a bunch of experience, and they be some of the biggest devils. I'm telling you, they be some of the biggest hypocrites. I'm just I'm just tired of seeing people hurt. I'm tired of seeing people not get the proper help because people don't want to have their family looked at a certain way. Our family has to uphold this image. Fuck a family image, especially when people are hurting behind it. Fuck it. I just really I just really believe that if we loved our brothers and sisters, if we love the people we see every day the way that we love God, a lot of shit would be different out here. If we take all the time and attention that we give to our pastor or our first lady or people that we put on pedestals in church and give it to our families, a lot of shit would be different out here. A lot of shit would be different. If we actually cared for one another like we do, like we say we do, a lot of shit would be different out here. But it's cool to be like, I represent God on Facebook, or I'm not ashamed to say that I believe. All that shit is like fashionable now. Like, it's cool to be like, hey, I'm representing God. God is dope. Got your little shirt on. God is dope. Hat on. God is dope. But to actually represent God, like, I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with y'all, right? Like, I don't even rock with Jesus like that. But the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand by and let somebody who say they rock with Jesus disrespect him. You ain't gonna be out here talking about you represent Jesus and you doing some fucked up shit. I can't even let you do that to the homie, and I don't even rock with him like that. But I can't let you do that because for some people, you will be the only God, only Jesus, only form of whatever religion that person will ever see. And the last thing I'm going to have you do is be a representative of what God looks like. I can't let that happen. I just love people. I don't love you because you do shit for me. I love you because you are a fucking human being and you deserve love. Everybody deserves love. I think the moment we all realize that we are all in this shit together, shit would be better. Yeah, see, like, I think I think when people think therapy, they don't necessarily think of really getting help. Like, some people need intensive therapy. Like, they need a EDMR. That's the therapy I took. Uh, I took the EDMR with the lights and it go like that. I took that therapy. That was the best. That was the best one for me. I think it was EDMR. It's something. I remember the lights. Um, I feel like religion teaches you how to love everyone else but yourself. It was great. It was great for me. That worked for me. It definitely it definitely worked for me. I definitely loved it. Um I do believe that religion teaches people not to love themselves. It teaches you to love everybody else, but you neglect yourself because you're so busy making sure everybody else is okay. So you neglect yourself. You'll get around to yourself when God make it feasible for you. But for me, it's like I fucking love myself. It's like you're not supposed to think about yourself because you're supposed to put fuck that. Think about yourself first and then think about somebody else. Because at the end of the day, this is what I said to myself, right? I could have sat here last week Sunday and did Sunday night. We could have had this conversation last Sunday. I could have. But I had to set that boundary for me. I knew I was sick. I knew I was sick. And I said to myself, for the first time in your fucking life, do this for you. Those people on YouTube love you. And if they really rocking with you, they gonna be there. And y'all have been here. Y'all hung out with me. Y'all was leaving me messages saying, praying for you, hope that you are okay. Haven't seen you in a while, miss seeing you, miss your workouts, miss your daily. Hey, I appreciate that. I needed that. I needed to see people actually caring. I needed that. I needed to rest. That's what I needed to do. Rest. I'm going in the morning to the urgent care to see about this cough. Cause that's the only thing that's like, I'm gonna go in the morning and see about this cough. But this has been a week for me. I said once I be able to sit up, I'm not I'm not holding back anymore. I'm not taking bullshit from anybody. If you serve hot shit to me, you better get ready for that steaming shit to come back to you. We are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. Multiple mutations. family members getting sick, family members dying, whether you have the vaccine or not. If you are taking this time and not fucking living and not fucking making sure you are fucking okay, if you haven't noticed, fucking is my new favorite word. You are wasting time. The most valuable thing you have right now is time. If you putting off doing things because you don't have money, you're wasting time. There's a way that you can Google on YouTube. Google on YouTube. You can search search the thing that you want to do and use the shit you got in your house and do that. And I say that as somebody. I'm not the richest woman in the world. I'm definitely not the poorest woman. My 7 streams, I wanted to do them. I wanted to set it and forget it. That's how I wanted to do it. I wanted to set it and forget it, and it just makes me money. A podcast is a passive form of income, especially if you like to talk. Hi, I love to talk. You should check out my podcast. My podcast, Melanated Musicology. It's my podcast. YouTube is a form of passive income. Reading books, makeup, selling a poetry, a book of poems that you wrote when you was 18, creating coloring books for kids. So many different ways you can make money out here. Don't wait till you get money to make it. If you like to bake, go in your kitchen and make a cupcake or cake pop. Cake pops are huge now. Cake pops. Just fucking live is what I'm saying. Just fucking live. Tomorrow isn't promised. Hell, the rest of the night isn't promised. We don't know. But just fucking live. And if you are a parent, parent your child. Love them. Love on them. Hug them. Kiss them. I know you're probably like, my child is a teenager, and that will probably make their fucking day. You might not believe it will, but I can guarantee you, if you go and hug, if you are let me tell you, if you are a man and you go and fucking hug your son, that will change the fucking course of his entire fucking life. Do it. Try it. I dare you. Since people like to be dared to do shit, try it. If you are a brother, hug your fucking brother. Everybody is so afraid of being gay now. It's like, it's not a disease. It's not something that's just going to rub off on you. If you're not gay, you're not going to be gay. Love. Just fucking love. If you know someone who has COVID, check on them. Send them a heart. FaceTime them. Send them a video message. Hey, I was just thinking about you, big head, and I just want to say hi. Make them laugh. Oh, I've definitely been laughing. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I'm wrapping it up because I've been sitting here for 2 hours right now. I enjoyed this conversation. All of my apples are pretty much gone. Um, I enjoyed this conversation. I'm trying to think about what we're going to talk about for next Sunday. If I'm still here, you never know. I'm gonna put my wrap up music on. I just wanted to switch that music. But it is important for you to use your words. That is the only way anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. You can hit me on TikTok. Send me a DM on TikTok. TikTok is the fastest. December. TikTok. If you got TikTok, that is the fastest. Or in the description box on YouTube, I have my email address that comes directly to my phone. So you can hit me there. It's important for you to love yourself. Know yourself. Trust yourself and just be yourself. Now, in case you need a gentle reminder, we are currently, I'll say it more personally, I am currently fucking surviving a global fucking pandemic. You should be living your best life right now. You should be living your best life right now. Because you never know. You could get the global fucking pandemic and then. But I love you. I believe in you. You have every fucking thing you need to be successful already right here. You just got to activate it. I am so grateful to be able to sit in this chair for 2 hours. I coughed a couple of times. It's okay. I'm grateful. There's so many things that I am grateful for. I am fucking grateful. I'll tell you that much. I had to put that fuck in there because if y'all would have saw me throughout this week or this last week and this week, I'm grateful. I am truly, truly grateful. I'm gonna put a poll up about music for this coming Saturday. Which genre? I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go live or make videos because I don't even know how I'm gonna feel. I just wanted to get through yesterday and today, and I did that. But y'all will see me around. I'm not coming back full force. I'm gonna be mindful. I'm gonna be resting more. I might just go live while I'm resting. I don't know. But I love y'all. I truly appreciate all of the love, the support, the conversations. I appreciate it. And it doesn't get lost on me. If you ever need me, you ever want to talk to me, TikTok, Shelle's Closet is the fastest outside of the email address that's in the description box. I'm just here and I'm grateful. I love y'all. Until next time. Peace.